Hello, everyone. I am Daniel. Over there now is Justin, and we're here to talk about something we're doing in just a couple of days, which is playing through the entirety of a campaign, the Dunwich Legacy, in one sitting. We play through the entire campaigns normally, just not in one sitting. It's an
Yeah, yeah,
Ironman stream, right? So we're doing this
yeah.
over on PBG's channel because it's Dunwich week, right?
Yes, it is Dunwich week. Yeah.
Have you ever done an Ironman before, Justin?
No, I mean, not like no. The answer is no, but the answer, have I played for a very long time? Yes. Yeah, I've recorded for like 6 to 8 hours before, so it's kind of I'm not too worried about that part of it. But I've never done an actual official Iron Man.
All right. Well, we're gonna do it, and they're not gonna let us out of our rooms until we do.
Yeah,
We've got like Yogs of Thoughts is actually outside of my room right now, making
yeah,
sure that I
yeah.
finish this deck in time. So it's going to be a fun time, and we're going to talk about the decks today. We got Rex Murphy here on your end, and I am playing Hank Sampson. Um,
Mhm.
because we wanted some simple decks, we're going to talk you through not just interesting deck things that we're doing, which they're probably not that interesting, but rather why we're adding these things into the deck for Dunwich and for our own sanity because we might be losing it by the end. I'm looking forward to that part. I think it's really fun to play with people that you know and have fun
Yes.
with at the end, and you're just like, oh my god, we have to get through
Yeah.
this. So,
Yeah, I think a big thing too to talk about is even just general strategy for an Iron Man, because there's one coming up at Arkham Con in
mhm.
just a few months. And because you've done an Iron Man before, what are some of your strategies that you have in terms of even just like uh, let's go and not talk about deck building first, but I'm curious just even like staying healthy and happy during it.
Yeah. Uh, Bringing water, making sure you have food, even just like getting up to go to the bathroom when you have to, like all of
Yeah,
that, I think is an important part. Staying focused is, I mean, it's a game, right? It's not like I don't judge these runs as like how much victory did we get? Did we win?
mhm.
Ultimately at the end, like I'd like to, but part of it is just the process of sitting down and playing through the whole campaign and having a good time while you're doing it, and
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, one thing I employ to myself when I'm recording during the day is between scenarios, I always chug like 500 milliliters of water
Hmm.
just to like get my brain going. So I'm gonna take a lot of like chug breaks between each scenario, and like having snacks to eat throughout the day. Just graze like a little goat, and everything
Hmm.
will be great.
It's a lot easier to do this at home than it is somewhere else.
Yes.
A,
Yeah.
because you're not in some large room that is very noisy, so you can think, you can actually hear yourself think a bit.
Yep. Yep.
And then you have like your own bathroom and food and all that. It's like that
Yep.
part's that's good. And we will, get up to do those things. We're not strapped
Yeah,
to our
we're not
chairs or
going,
something.
like,
Like,
straight through. We're gonna, like, take, like, we're not taking, like, I imagine there's gonna be eating on stream when it all comes down to, so expect that. But
yep.
we also will have chat to kinda be like a peanut gallery giving comments throughout the day, so
Hmm.
that's gonna be fun as well. So then for decks, how have you approached Iron Man decks in the past?
Yeah, I think both times I have played an Iron Man, I put down the rabbit hole in the deck just to make sure the upgrades are simple. Because anytime in
Yep,
between a scenario that you're thinking about it, it's probably not necessary if you're playing a deck that doesn't require a million different pieces to actually do the thing the deck wants to do. And we're not playing that way. We're not playing combo oriented decks. So
no.
that's my first recommendation to people who are doing this. If I mean, you can do it if you want, but like it makes it a lot easier. I also know, having played with you for a little while, that you have like your deck plan maybe not way in advance, but you're very quick for the upgrades after scenarios.
Mhm.
And I am not that way. I tend to adapt a lot on the fly. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, here's what we didn't have last time. I guess I'll add this in instead of whatever card that wasn't working. But here's a campaign where I think we have a pretty good idea of how the campaign goes, or at least a few
yeah,
different ways it might go. So I also have some basic plan here, and it just is a matter of which XP I get. I'll just throw the cards in and we'll be happy. But if you're playing a different kind of deck where you need to make a lot of decisions, like plan them out. Like after,
Yeah.
say, if I have 3 XP, I'll probably do this. My first, 10 is going to go into these 3 cards, stuff like that.
Yeah. Other things that I imagine hold true is don't play Blessed Curse. Don't. It's just like those extra token pulls are going to get so crazy as it goes, especially because if you're playing in person, I was uh, Billy said like bring your own chaos bag, which seems like great tech. But then as
Yeah,
soon as you have to do curse and bless, you have to keep everybody's bag in check. So just like don't do that.
yeah. It's not
Um,
necessary.
yeah. And then I had a lot of people advise me when I said I was playing Rex Murphy to not do too much succeed by because you don't want to do a lot of math, right? Just like keep your math minimal. I'm very quick at it. Like I'm a very fast player of Arkham, especially digitally. So I'm excited for this. Honestly, I'm curious to see how it goes, and I think it's going to be fun to record.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just pressing the button for setup and teardown is
Mm.
also incredible.
Yeah, that's actually also something that I was going to propose is that you and I should alternate who sets up each scenario. So like we'll each do half of the campaign alternating.
Hmm.
I think that's a good way to even just like okay, you're the one who cleans up and sets up. I can take a little like 2 minute break, then you go, right? I think that's a good way of
Hmm.
doing that as well. Yeah.
Even stuff like the helper that moves the broods of Yogg Sothoth in different directions.
Yep.
You don't
Don't
have
need
to
to
sit
think.
around shuffle other cards
Yep.
like that's just yeah. You
I
just do
mean,
it.
actually, this is a good time to say that you've made something that I don't even need to play, right? Like you're actually just going to automate my turns for this, right? I just have to like fill out commentary, right? Like that's what's going to happen. Is that happening, or is that not ready yet?
I don't have the Justin bot ready, but
Frick.
Rex does kind of just become Cluebot, so it's almost there,
Yes.
right?
And that was kind of my I mean, that's a good segue into my Rex deck.
Hmm.
That's kind of the thought of Rex Murphy was that he even though I see a lot of people say, Rex Murphy's not S tier. When I win the game 5 turns quicker than your dumbass secret deck that you're playing with at home, I'm gonna show you why Rex Murphy is that good. He's just here to get clues, and he's gonna get clues really well. You can see I have it's a very simple plan. There's nothing here that is particularly shocking. I think the craziest thing is the down the rabbit hole. That's probably the weirdest thing that I have here. But as I recently just talked about in a list video that came out on the channel, I think down the rabbit hole is one of the strongest cards printed in the game. And if you have a reason to take it, which is if you can run it, you probably should take it. Um, and it actually was kind of funny because I was talked into taking rabbit hole down the rabbit hole
Yeah.
by you asking, "Are you taking down the rabbit hole?" And I was like, "Ah, frick! I probably should, shouldn't I?" Yeah.
Yep. So the rest of the
Yes.
deck is actually kind of it's interesting, right? Because you've done a lot of things that to me look like tech for Dunwich Legacy. So you want to walk us through some of your choices?
Yeah. Sure. So the big tech is going to be well, the first one is actually Quantum Flux. That's
Hmm.
like the big like tech card that we have here, and I use the majority of my splash for actually like teching against this with the form of Where's the Party, Quantum, and Whispers of Doom. Quantum Flux is here because I think it's the most exciting way to play against the Beyond the Veil. We just
Hmm.
recorded a video talking about the card, but I already forgot the name. But I think that it's just like the most exciting way to play against this because it exists for one purpose and it's to stop Beyond the Veil. But I guess there's some other things too, where like if I lose cards that I want to Visions of Futures Past, I can get them back with this.
Hmm.
And it also is just like I can spend an action to take one less horror. I'm not crazy draw on this deck. Excuse me, sorry, but there still is some value there. Oh, I guess I should also say before I get into anything deeper,
Yeah.
I did take the advanced signatures. Um, Not so much like the for the search for the truth, which is very good in its advanced form, but because the Rex's curse is easier to play with in this version, in terms of like mental load, I just think it's going to be better for this for the challenge run.
I agree. It's probably going to cause you to fail some more tests, but oh well. That's just
Yep.
life. And you said a second ago you don't have crazy draw, but you know what? You have Where's the Party? You have, which is
Yep.
probably going to draw you like 3 cards most
3
times.
cards, yep.
You have Thorough Inquiry, and if I know Justin from playing board games at all, these perception level 0s are
Yes.
becoming perception level 2s like immediately.
Probably my first upgrade, yeah. It's gonna be a higher education and a perception probably.
Yeah. So
That's probably what it's gonna be, yeah.
I
So, no,
feel
you're
like,
right, I'm gonna draw a lot of cards. You're right.
yeah, I think you'll be
Um,
fine. Yeah. What else do
yeah,
you
so
want
Where's the Party was another tech card. We added that actually at the last minute. I originally had 2 Lucky Cigarette cases because we were talking about Delve Too Deep, and I thought, but what if we like because you said, "Can Hank run it?" And then I was like, "Yeah, but what if I play Where's the Party to dig out victory enemies?" Because we were just talking about that in a video we just recorded,
to?
and I think that's gonna do a good job for that, especially in 2-player. And then Whispers of Doom is here to deal with mostly the broods, but it actually has a good effect for uh, conglomeration of spheres. It has a good effect for um, the avian thralls, right? It also takes a little bit of stress off of Hank in terms of dealing with big things, because I also have in the form of I've got a plan as well.
Mhm.
If we weren't playing Dunwich Legacy, I don't think I'd be taking I've got a plan, but because the enemies demand so much in this, and it also does have an upgrade, it seems like a pretty easy inclusion here.
Yeah. And I think since you have so much clue compression built in, that
Yeah.
you can afford to upgrade other cards or just have other cards that deal other stuff. So
Yeah, that's a very good point of why Rex is still so S tier because you don't need the cards to do the thing that every other character brings cards for. That's an excellent point. Yeah.
yep. But you do
Um,
have the staples, right? You've got
yeah.
magnifying glass, you've got Pathfinder.
So the thing that might seem strange here to people is divination.
Mm,
This one might seem a little bit strange in this Rex Murphy deck, but it made their cut for the main reason is down the rabbit hole and in the thick of it, right? However, when the upgraded version, I can with Rex Murphy get a a 4 clue location in one action, which is kind of like the thing that I'm aiming for to do with this deck. In the final scenario, just being able to, like, for example, move into locations with 4 clues and just grab them all in one action, which I think is going to be very powerful.
agreed. That's going to be really
Yeah.
good. Just don't get them all from the one that says if you get the last clue from this location, you get booted somewhere else.
Rex, what are you doing? You're
No.
crazy. Yeah.
uh,
Beyond that, I have higher education, which is and the level 0 version to turn into the upgraded version with down the rabbit hole, to deal with the broods of Yogg Sothoth. So we have like a plan for killing them. I think that while when we see your deck, we have plans to evade. I think the plan is we're going to just try to kill these guys
mhm.
quicker rather than like sooner rather than later. Um, and then it's just like, yeah, card draw and resources, just consistency, but nothing too crazy here.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that this is a campaign that mills your deck, right?
Mhm.
So the quantum flux might help if you lose some of these key spots, like if you really need I don't know, you lost both Dr. Milan's or something.
Yeah.
Um, you could play that, but ultimately having a nice breadth of all these cards are good, and you don't need them all in play
Yeah.
means that you should be okay. It won't be a problem to lose some stuff. You won't be sad if the divination gets booted. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't get clues some other way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
What
was
I really want
thinking,
to hit. Oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, what I really want to hit on my mulligan is I want to hit either a Milan, a magnifying
Mm.
glass, and a quantum flux. Those are the things that I want to like probably just hold on to. But even then, I think just the Milan and the magnifying glass. If I hit one of those, we're going to be off to the races.
So I was thinking originally about playing a mystic because I was, haven't played a mystic in a little while, and it might be kind of fun. But I think in 2-player especially, the fact that you need particular cards in mystic to do anything,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't say there's a time crunch in Dunwich, but there's an enemy crunch, right?
Yep.
Where suddenly you have a problem and you're like, well, I haven't found a single weapon. What do you want me to do about this? That I don't want to rely on that. I've seen that TV show before. It was on my channel
Yeah.
earlier this year.
Yeah.
So, uh, in I think losing any number of cards to mill effects can be bad because then you just don't have them. But if there only were so many of those cards that were in your deck in the first place, now you just have nothing. But in a deck like this, it's pretty broad, so you are fine drawing any number of your economy cards. There's like 3 of them in a row right here for resources. So
Yeah.
you can lose them, and it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So
My
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, my big concern is that I have too much resource generation, but then I remind myself my whole full plan is higher education. So I have something that I'm going to spend it on, which I think makes it worth it.
And even though I've got a plan, cost 3 resources, so you need to
Yep. Same
have
with Whispers
something.
of Doom.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially that one's going to be could be tough because it gets plus X difficulty. So Avian Thrall, no, that one only is 1-1. But the other anyone that has 2 horror is going to make that a tougher test. But the payoff is very good. So
Yep.
if you have extra resources, I know where you can funnel them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, here's my deck. This is a simple deck. Hank is a simple man.
Mhm.
All he's trying to do is fine par. So what we've got here is just a nice set of survivor cards supplemented by the 10 off-class spirits, and I guess it's just the innate skill quick thinking here. But I wanted to be able to do what I just said, is like punch something if I need to.
Mhm.
Just take that 5 combat that Hank has and put it to good use. So the only things that are kind of different, I've played a Hank deck kind of like this before, is I have this get over here to deal with whippoorwills and for anything that shows up in that Essex County Express deck.
Mhm.
Um, and then I have Stand Together. I don't think I need the resources as much. This might turn into something else later, but I think it might help jumpstart whatever you're doing. So I think that's worth it.
Mhm.
Plus, weapons can be expensive. Uh, So what do we got? We have weapons that are dealing with things that care about firearms, or at least not melee weapons, but there's not much of an option in Survivor for that in level 0. So the level 0 Derringers are kind of but we'll upgrade them as soon as we can. I think the other 2 are
Yeah.
fine. Meat Cleaver and Fire Axe will do a lot of work. It looks like a Dark Horse deck because maybe it will be. I haven't decided yet. But Madame LeBranche will just be there for really cheap soak and really nice economy if we need it.
Yeah. And a good ally to sell to the mob in the first scenario.
Oh, good point. Yeah, we're planning on doing House Always Wins first. 1 copy of Sparrow Mask. I kind of wish it were 2, but that's just life. 2 copies of Track Shoes. That one I think is more important to have.
Yeah.
Just I would rather hit that to get some action compression on larger maps. Although you do have the shortcut you could waste on me if you want.
Yeah. Well, I probably will. Like, if I get Pathfinder, those shortcuts are probably bookmarked for you.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, like this is a 35 card deck, so it's often harder to find anything on the Mulligan. So we'll just have to run with it, and that's why I want to have just some good skills to fight things that show up. If there's a 2 health enemy in one of the first few scenarios, we just like use toe to toe. Maybe we use long shot. Maybe we use both if it's a 3 health enemy.
Yeah.
Stout Heart I think is really nice too, for dealing fast damage. Otherwise, it's like pretty basic. I have 2 copies of Liquid I Found, which I don't want to get rid of ever, because I think I'm going to need to get some clues at some point, and I don't really have any good way of getting them with icons. We might turn something like an Overpower into a Last Chance. I don't know. We'll see where we end up with XP, because those are pretty expensive.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's actually nothing super interesting here, but I'm
I.
hoping that like I'm teching for the campaign in the sense that Hank can take a lot of damage. I don't have it in the thick of
Yep.
it here. I can take it for you. I don't have to worry about some of that testless damage and horror that pops up in Dunwich.
Mhm.
You just take it and you say, sure, whatever. Even a Beyond the Veil, you could tank all 10 damage if you are not turned into your Resolute form, which I should say is an important part of the story, that you can, if things are getting to be the case where I need to turn into the support Hank,
Yep.
or assistant Hank rather, and use that 3 intellect, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, four fist and five fist are very close to each other. Six fist
Hmm.
is a little bit overkill, but if you need to go into kill mode with four brain, like that's pretty good for broods.
Yeah. That's true. That actually is
It's
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 good
nice.
tech for that.
It's nice that you have a choice, and they're both really nice.
Hmm. So yeah, I was just really thinking about that Tesla's damage part that happens a lot in this campaign. I don't want to just fall apart. So, um, yeah, I think we can make good use of it.
This deck is the most Justin deck I've ever seen you make. So that's like all I gotta say. Like it's just like I look at every card, I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. My only difference is I'd probably play baseball bat over meat cleaver, but I understand why you're playing meat cleaver because of the gun.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just looking at this deck and I'm like, oh, that's a banger, that's a banger, that's a banger. So I think it's gonna be great.
Well, if not, then I know who to blame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can put it all on me for sure.
That's really funny. I never thought about it that way. I mean, I've built some Justin decks before, but I think when I play with you, sometimes I want to slide in the little bit of Daniel into it that
Yeah,
isn't really here, but maybe in the gameplay it will be. Sometimes you just need a simple deck and have fun with the scenarios themselves.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Also, I think we should say as well there these decks are subject to some change before we actually go live. We're recording this like a week before we actually do the Ironman, so there might be
mhm.
like some small changes where we wake up and we're like, "Wait a minute, I should be playing this card." So there that could happen.
It's true. Game day, I
So,
might switch one track choose for two for a second Sparrow Mask. Who knows? I
yeah,
might go
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. My thorough inquiries might become something else if my card draw is looking pretty okay, right?
Yeah.
If I just want to like get more consistency on the top end, but I've played Dunwich a lot. It doesn't really surprise me that much anymore. Even when it's kicking my face in, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think like my first upgrades are going to be on this side of the weapons. That's just, I
yeah,
mean, I even said this on a recent video on your channel about I would love to upgrade my weapons earlier. And part of playing a simpler deck where I think the rest of the events and skills are just like good at level 0 allows me to put the XP into these guys. So
yeah,
we'll find out if I do that or not, but that's the plan.
yeah. So I'll say the time that we're doing this. We're going to be doing this July 22nd
Mm-hmm.
at 9 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time is the start. So that's 10 Central.
Mm-hmm.
If you go from there, that's 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. Wow, I got all of them. If you're in another time zone, sorry, I don't know those ones on the top of my head. But it's going to be on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/playing board games. And it's going to be a great time. You can come in at the start and then leave and then come in at the end and see how we're doing when it's
Mm-hmm.
all finished up.
Come in for lunch. You can just
Yeah.
the best part about watching an Iron Man stream is like you come in towards the beginning, you see what our faces look like, and we're like,
Yeah.
this is so much fun. And then at the end, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Let's find out if we're still recording content after this
Yeah.
after next Tuesday. We'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's just this is the way it's like, wait a minute, they hate each other. Yeah.
No, it'll be fine. We did just have a both of us kind of went on vacation for a little while, so we had a break of recording Arkham, and I half jokingly said, "Hey, I haven't played Arkham in a while. Do you want to do an Iron Man?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "Good idea."
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great.
So it if we hate each other at the end, or we need a little break from each other again, like maybe we'll go on another like 9 or 10 day vacation.
Honestly, I wouldn't complain. My vacation was great, and I hope yours was too.
Yeah, it was. All right, well that's it. See you on Tuesday. I'll put the link in the description of where to go, and I think it's gonna be a great time. It'll be fun for us to practice a bit for the Arkham Con, which is in person. This is kind of an easier version at home, but I think it'll be just as fun.
Yeah.
All right, see ya.